to the Evolve Beyond Limits podcast. That was a weird introduction. And we're going to roll with it. So we are back. It's Andrew and I for our Work Smart, Play Hard episode. And this one's we're going to get really tactical and practical on what is one of the tools that we use to be able to work smart and play hard simultaneously. And we're going to talk about family meeting.
Family meeting.
Family meeting, and not the kind of family meeting that Andrew and his siblings used to have, what did that mean in your guys' household? Family meeting.
Somebody got in trouble for something.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out who's in trouble for something.
Yeah, exactly right.
They're either trying to decipher which of the 7 kids screwed something up, or like they already know and everybody needs to know not to do it. So that's not the kind of family meeting we're talking about. This comes from a L10. So L10 is what they call meetings in EOS. And it's something that Andrew teaches to businesses. And I'm always a big believer that we use so many tools in business that can transfer over to our life. And it's weird to me that we don't use them in our life.
Well, especially when you think about the level 10 meeting for a business, the purpose is alignment and focus. So one is, are we still all aligned on what it is and making sure we know what the most important things are over the next week? And then focus to remain focused on our priorities for that quarter, which would be our rocks. But like alignment and focus in order to move faster as a family is a positive thing as well.
Yeah.
So let's just run through like how we have taken the EOS level 10 meeting structure and adapted it into our family.
I love it. Break it down.
All right. So we do this on Sundays. So we do this every Sunday. Mm-hmm. And it usually lasts, an hour to 2?
Yeah.
Just depending on what's happening.
Yep.
I like to do it with a glass of wine, typically.
Yep.
Depends on if you're drinking or not.
Yeah. Or we'll go coffee. Sometimes we'll go to a coffee shop.
True.
I do think we like to get out of...
Yeah.
We don't always get out of the house, but I feel as if they're better when we get out of the house.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
So what we do is we first start with just a little bit of a celebration. So what was wins from the last week? What went really well? And then what are we looking forward to over the next week?
Yep.
And then from there, that's just kind of a quick, a little bit of celebration, check-in together. From there, we do a little bit of reporting. So we look at financial report, how'd last week go? What are things coming up this week? Or is money being moved appropriately? Anything that we didn't think of last week that we need to plan for over the next month? We have a really simplistic financial forecast that we use, a sheet, which we have adopted a few different principles. One is the Dave Ramsey envelope system, along with Profit First from Business, and what we call our waterfall, which just means that as every dollar that comes in, there's a percentage that goes into certain aspects. So anything from taxes, vacations, retirement, living expenses, all of those aspects. So we just look at that, make sure everything is there and what needs to be in different accounts. From there, we go into calendar review. So looking over the next week, the next month, what's happening. Once we kind of get those 2 things checked in, we then keep a to-do list. So things that we needed to get done last week from the meeting, did they get done, yes or no? And these things could be, somebody needs to return something to UPS for a return. It may be, we need to get this tax document over. So did that get done? I guess you know. And then we get into the heart of the meeting, which is our list, like the issues list, which these are just things that have come up throughout the week. We need to make decisions on, and we need to move forward and just decide on what we're going to do. A lot of times those issues become to-dos, and that rolls us into the next week.
Yeah.
So that's the flow of the meeting.
That is the flow of the meeting. And so I think that we need to do a couple of things here. We need to talk about, I want to break down, get a little bit more in depth on
each agenda item.
Yeah, on each agenda item and what to forecast. I also want to talk about why we do this, because it's way deeper than just get stuff done.
So let's jump into why first then.
Okay.
And then I think we'll break it down.
And then we can end it with, this is exactly how we roll this.
Absolutely right. So like a big why was that we were finding ourselves in busy periods of life that it was really easy for our life to just turn into one big to-do list.
And it's so sexy when that happens. Like, so when anything that you talk about is what you have to do, and do not tell me, couples out there that are listening, that this doesn't happen to you, where
100%.
every conversation is around the next thing that needs to get done, and it leaves no room for intimacy, vulnerability, like for
Or
fun,
just,
for
yeah,
play.
fun, just
Ugh.
anything else. It's like you finally get a break in the week and you're going to go out to dinner and all you talk about is what's coming up the next week and what decisions do we have to make. And because we finally get a break to do that stuff, but it's not really appropriate.
Yeah.
It's not putting energy in the right places. When you're out to dinner on a date, you should be there just to enjoy each other's company.
Enjoy each other, not figure out your entire life
Yes.
plan.
Yeah.
Like,
So that's
and
one
stay in
reason.
survival.
That's one reason that said we really need to put a better structure in for us.
Yeah.
Because we do not want
We do not.
we do not want that to continue. So that's one why.
Yeah.
Which is 100%. This has helped with that.
For sure.
So that's
Just
one why.
to follow that again, you guys, that, and I don't know, I don't think we're the only ones that have experienced this, but if you at any point have experienced or are experiencing feeling like roommates, feeling like really good business partners, but they've lost that intimacy, you've lost the playfulness, you've lost the connection, this is this can really, really help, because
100%.
there needs to be a time and a place for it so that you can come back to spending time on the things that are really important in between the two of you.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's one reason why. What's another reason why we do this?
Another reason why we do this is because it allows us to know that there is a time and a place that we are going to talk about things and make decisions together on different things that need to get done. And again, they don't have to come up during the week, and you don't have to be afraid that you're going to forget them all the time.
Right.
I know that's a big one for you. Right?
100%. Like it's got a place.
It has to have a place.
So I can rest easy knowing that once a week we're going to do a financial review. I know once a week we're going to look at the calendar ahead. I know once a week we're going to look at that list of stuff and just work through it. So I can, it just gives me mental space that I just know that it has a place.
Which allows you to be present.
Which allows me to be present, because it's not like, oh, I finally get your attention, I need you to talk to you about XYZ, or like it's in the back of my mind and I'm like, it's not appropriate to talk about right now, but it's in the back of my mind still. So it just takes up mental space. And so now I can relieve that because we have this set up, which I think is a really kind of good transition to talk about now that kind of understand the whys, is that how it does that. Like, how does it do this? And it starts with the list.
Yeah. And really quick, before you get into that, I want to just comment on one more why.
Okay.
Because I think a lot of women feel this, which is it opens up a collaborative environment where you don't feel as if all the responsibility is on you to pick up all the pieces or do all the to-dos, or like, this is something that has been really good for us to make a list of to-dos and then split them up appropriately, where I'm not just, and I'm not saying you do this to me, women do this to themselves, they end up taking on, or like one person in the relationship ends up taking on significantly more, or you're the one making all the decisions, or and so it allows for a collaborative, actual teamwork.
Yeah. And there's times where, like, say I'll have a busy week ahead and it's like, you want me to do, like, we need to do these things, but like, I'm not going to be able to get them done. So either we need to know that it needs to wait 2 weeks, or it's just not, or you need to pick up more or whatever, and just allows for that conversation to be had.
Yeah. Or we need to hire somebody to do this so that we can then do this, so yeah. Okay. Now,
all right. So let's break it down. Before I did that, the transition was that honestly, the number one thing that allows this to work really, really well is the discipline of the issues list. So this is the driver of the meeting, which it's just a list. That's all it is, right? And this list is ever living. Like, things go on it and things come off it. But what this looks like is throughout the week, if anything comes up, Somebody shoots me a message and is like, hey, we want to go to vacation with you guys. How do these weeks look? I just put it on the issues list. If something comes up and I get an email about, I don't know, a decision we need to make with some tax thing, I just put it on the issues list.
Yeah. If I'm looking ahead and saying, we have this person's birthday is coming up in 3 weeks and we need to send something, it goes on the issues list.
So anything that kind of comes up throughout the week, you can throw on the issues list. Anything that I just want to talk to you about,
Yes.
I just put on the issues. It's like, man, we haven't done a vacation in a while. Maybe we'll go away for a weekend. Like, I'm just going to put it on the list.
Yeah. Or I'm looking and saying, oh my gosh, next week is literally insane. We're going to need some help, or we're going to need to get some food delivered or whatever. Like, we need to find a solution to the insanity that's about to happen.
Yeah. Put it on the list.
Put it on the list.
And we hold each other accountable to this too. Like, say you get all anxious about something that comes up in the middle of the week and you start coming to me with it. And it's like, I can't deal with that right now. Just put it on the list.
Yes.
Just put it on the list. It'll be there on Sunday and we'll take
the
it.
amount of times that we do that. We
put it on the list.
Remind each other.
Yeah.
Hey, can you just stick that on the issues list?
Yeah. So, okay. So now think about it. You're going into the Sunday. So things have kind of fallen onto this list all week. So then we do it on a Sunday. Sometimes it's coffee shop. Sometimes it's around the kitchen table with a glass of wine, whatever it is. But we just start with some celebrations of last week, what went well. What are we looking forward to in the next week? And then we go directly into just checking some things out, right? Running our financial forecast, making sure that all looks good. But in that, is there anything that we need to discuss? Is there anything that we need to look at, right? We just add it to the list. Sometimes those lists are things that we're going to tackle today. Sometimes they're not.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, hey, we need to put this on the list because we have to remind ourselves in 3 weeks that we'll need to decide this.
Well, like one the other day we did was for example, when it came to finances, was the way in which our waterfall was broken up. We were both feeling as if it was time to transition some of our percentages towards different things. And so that was something that needed to go on the issues list and that doesn't mean that it has to happen today, but we're both having a feeling that maybe the percentages aren't quite right. And so let's stick that on the issues list as something that we are going to want to tackle.
So we do that. And then after we look at the finance thing, we look at the calendar. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times looking at the calendar, that's where a lot of the conversation comes from, to be honest.
That's where a lot of the issues list
That's a lot of the issues come from.
Yeah.
But I think the great thing is that Stacy manages both of our assistants, that you can help translate that information. So what ends up happening is, like, we do that on Sunday, right? Mm-hmm. So you know what needs to get done over the next couple of weeks, and what do we need Chelsea's support with? What do I need to do? What do we need to plan as a family? But then on Monday, when you meet with Chelsea, you can translate a lot of that as well, which works out really well.
Well, and I think also with the calendar, it's a recognition that you need to look ahead. We usually look like 2 months ahead and say, is there any travel that needs to be booked? Yep. We look a month ahead and just say, what does this look like? We look a week ahead and we're like, well, or maybe 2 weeks ahead, and realize that these different things need to happen, and what are priorities this week in comparison to, and what can we do this week that's going to make next week even better? Or we will look and say, next week, we literally don't have a minute to, we need to be so locked in that week that the week that we're in right now needs to be focused on preparing, making sure that our food is going to be ready, making sure what needs to happen so that we can operate at our best 2 weeks from now.
Right.
And that requires looking ahead, and it requires you to prioritize what is actually important right now in comparison to this could wait a couple of weeks, or even just to know we're not going to see each other for a week. And that allows us to prioritize maybe time this week to spend a little bit of extra time together. Or we plan something for 2 weeks from now that we get to look forward to.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what we do when we look at the calendar. And then we go into the to-dos from last week of just did they get done? Yes or no type of a thing. And I'd say 80% of them are getting done. Usually that means 100% of the ones that Stacy took and like 5% of the ones that I took, if we're being honest.
That doesn't math, but yes. Yeah, no, it probably does math, actually. Yeah, it probably does math.
But we're just checking to see if things got done or not.
I think
and
Andrew
what's
waits
still-
until Saturday to do all of his to-dos, and then somehow he ropes me into doing his to-dos with him. I'm not sure how it happens, but
Sometimes.
I'm like, wait a second, how am I all of a sudden getting wrapped up in these errands?
Yeah. But no, it's just good. And then because things that don't get done, we just need to leave on there and just know that they're still out there and they still need to get done.
Or it's like, was this not a priority to begin with?
Correct.
You have to question, like, if it's not getting done multiple weeks in a row, like there's a new pair of shorts that Andrew has because he was supposed to return them
for like 4 weeks.
And so he's not returning those shorts.
No.
I can promise.
Anybody want a free pair of Muggsy shorts?
Because we've, we'll sell them for a really good price at this point. Yeah, like those shorts we can take those off the to-do list.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's not even an option anymore. But so that's what we do in the to-do, right? And then we're just checking in. Then we go into the list. So it's
the list.
And then it's, now, are there other things that we need to add that we think of, anything from the top? And then we just kind of look through it. We prioritize what ones do we want to kind of tackle with the time that we have, things that are time sensitive, things that we just feel like talking about.
Yeah.
But we just work through them one at a time. And we usually go for like an hour in that zone, kind of on that list a little bit, and then we're making to-dos kind of coming out of that and decisions coming out of that, and then we'll stop. And most of the times there's issues still on the list because it's either just not appropriate to tackle them at that time, or we're like, we'll just leave it there for another meeting in the future. And then
or we realize it was never important to begin with, and we just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Like we're like, okay, or maybe it figured itself out, and like those are the best ones
100%.
when they just figure themselves out before you get to the meeting. You're like, yes, like
agreed.
I think that's really important.
And then that's kind of how we close out. And what we do, which I think is really neat, is that we actually have on the side of our fridge 2 lists. One is the to-do, and then one is the issues list.
Yes.
So at any given time during the week, I can just walk up to the fridge and see the to-dos and see the issues list, and I can just write something on there at any time.
Yes. And this is actually really important too, is we forgot to talk about this, is that we do our meal plan.
Oh yeah, we do.
And this, actually, I've been using a book, if anybody wants. It was actually given to me or recommended to me by somebody. Her name is Liz. And it's Cook Once, Eat All Week. And I love this cookbook because it's honestly saved us money.
Oh yeah.
It saved us so much money because you're buying certain ingredients but they're completely different meals. Like she just does a really good job. Anyways, side note, if you want this book, we'll link it up in the show notes.
But it's pretty much like a meal prep
book.
Recipes.
Yes.
So like you make like I don't know, a burger, cauliflower type of dish that like you make, but you make big portions of it that keep well so you can have it for lunch.
Yeah, we had like a barbecue casserole, and it's all like very healthy. Like they're meals that they are Stacy approved meals, which I think is a big deal. But that also sits on the fridge. And so we know that Monday night we're going to cook and we'll cook a lot that night. Usually Andrew will grill or something so that we have extras for the week. And then we'll see that Tuesday night we're going to be gone, or Wednesday night Andrew's on his own, or maybe he's cooking dinner that night. So again, it's so much of this family meeting is how do we split up responsibilities and make it feel really good? Like you feel so good walking into the week.
Yeah, so really we have those 3 things on the fridge, right? Because we have that meal plan.
And then there's a grocery list on the meal thing so that if you need groceries, you can, you can just write it down. I do want to talk about this because there's an objection we'll get that people say, I don't have time. What is your thoughts on that?
That they don't have time?
Yeah. To spend 90 minutes, 1 to 2 hours.
I just think it's an excuse. Like they just don't want to do it. Because, like, I mean, come on. Like it's like time is you're just prioritizing the wrong thing. Like open up your phone and see how much time you spend on social media in a day. Look at what you're watching TV or like there's time to do it.
Those couple of shows that you watch every single night sitting on the couch,
Yeah, like I
also
don't
staring at
think,
your phone.
and it just gives you so much more time back when you do it.
Well,
Like,
and that's kind of my point.
yeah, you get so much more time back because now you're not kind of, it's not a fire drill to figure out what dinner is going to be tonight or tomorrow night because, oh, we forgot that Stacy's going to be gone and now I got to figure it like we have it all planned out. It's not a fire drill that you forgot to talk to somebody about something and now you need a decision now. So you're kind of scrambling to make the decision. Like it's all,
which doesn't feel good.
no, it all has a place. So I just think it's like if you don't see the value in this and do it, like you're gonna find an excuse not to do it.
For sure.
Whether it's time or oh my spouse will never fall for that or they won't like whatever. But ultimately, like if you see the value in it, it's pretty great. It's changed our ability to handle more during the week because we do it.
Yeah, like in the last episode, we talked about increasing capacity.
This is one of the
This
ways.
is how we increase capacity. And I think it's so important to bring up again that this is going to sound like way harsher than I mean it. If you give a shit about your relationship, do this meeting because it will bring you closer. And but that can be some of the hard part. But there was probably months of family meetings in the beginning that I cried in like every single one because I had this really emotional response to money and finances and different things. And I was working on like changing my relationship with that. And so it was like exposure therapy. I had to show up to this meeting and I had to face it every single week. And did I want to? No, but this meeting can bring people together because it gives you a safe place to talk about things that need to be talked about, make decisions together, reunite. And I know for you and I think this is important too. Andrew is he is more of a night owl. I am a morning person. He wakes up first thing in the morning and all I want to do is talk his ear off because I have been up for hours just ready to roll. And he comes home in the afternoon and by 8 o'clock, I am like, don't talk to me about anything important. And so when we try to make decisions outside of our family meeting, there's often this massive resistance in one way or the other because it's like, I don't want to deal with this right now. And neither of us are in a good place to be making, and we don't want to make decisions emotionally. So I just think that this family meeting gives us that as well. But I would bet that this would change the way you function in your relationship. I think that it opens up space. It requires you to talk about sometimes hard things that you don't want to talk about. There's a lot of growth that can happen with this, and the discipline, like just show up
Yep.
to the meeting.
Yeah, that is our family meeting.
That's the family meeting.
That's the family meeting.
I love it.
Give it a try. Do we have it anywhere? Like a little?
Yeah, I think
printout or
I'm pretty
vision?
sure that I have probably created. Oh, I know I have. I've created multiple worksheets. So we'll link that up in the show notes. That allows you it breaks it down for you on literally exactly how to run your family meeting. And then I'm pretty sure I also have worksheets. I have like the meal prep thing we use. I have the to-do list thing
Awesome.
and the issues list. So we'll put all of those in here so that you can start implementing this week.
All right.
All right. That was great. I hope you guys use this and really let it expand your capacity and just kind of see how it feels. And we definitely want to hear from you. So if you're somebody who's implemented this, let us know what it feels like, how it's going. Also know any change is fun and then really hard and then it gets better. It's like you're excited to do it and then you realize that it sucks a little bit and it's really a lot harder than you think and then it starts to get better. So give it a chance to work.
It's a process, not an event.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thanks guys for tuning in to this episode of Work Smart, Play Hard. And we want to hear from you. So if you have questions, if you have things that you want us to answer about business, relationships, life, we are happy to do so. So shoot them at us so that we can give you content that you want to listen to.
All right. Till next time.
See you later.